really bad for humankind. Like, people are just dumbing their brains by watching TV. You can't watch TV in there, okay, Ryan? Like, I just don't want
I watch TV when I want.
I don't want TV.
I watch TV where I want.
No, you can watch TV out there, but not in the bedroom, okay? That's like non-negotiable.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Blackbird 91. I mean, I want to let you know, have you ever been in a relationship where you just couldn't be? You ever been in a relationship where you've not been allowed to just be yourself? Have you ever been in a relationship where the partner's consistently criticizing every single thing that you do? They want you to change, they want you to grow, they want you to be different. They just won't let you be. Have you ever been in a relationship where you felt like you were unloved for just being you? You had to be something else. And you were only valued when you became what they wanted you to become. Then stick around, because we're going to break this video down from Married at First Sight Season 12, dealing with JACQUI and Ryan as a template to be able to explain to you how to make sure that this doesn't happen again, but also help those who are also doing those things in a relationship. If you're somebody who consistently nitpicks and always criticizes, then this is going to be a video for you, because we're going to talk a little bit about emotional safety and talk about how that plays a role in why people are so critical and won't allow people just to be in a relationship. So this hopefully should be able to break this couple down, JACQUI and Ryan, but as well build you up in your own relationship. So before we go anything, make sure you guys are liking, you are sharing, and you are subscribing to the channel, because we're here to help you guys in 2025 to heal, to grow, and transform in all ways. All right, so we're going to get into this video. First and foremost, let's drop a little intro and let's get into the show. You know what time it is. Alrighty, so talking about JACQUI and Ryan, they're from Married at First Sight Season 12, the latest season, and they were having a massive blow up, and they ended up going into what I did in part 1, which is an art of war, back and forth fight between each other. Okay, now one of the main issues that we've seen from JACQUI is that she is overly critical. You heard in that clip in the very beginning how she was speaking about you can't even watch TV in a room. That's how much control she was. In fact, it went deeper, because she actually started telling him where he can put his shoes. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Don't put your shoes on the bed, okay? But it's the way you tell someone that makes a difference. Delivery is always important over content.
Hey, leave my shoes on.
Shoes off. This is going to be a shoes off household.
Oh, is it now? It's a joint discussion.
Okay, so can we please...
You don't just get to go,
Can
this
we
is
please
how it
not
is.
have dirty feet on the couch?
As you notice, he let her know, listen, it is a joint discussion. You don't just get to tell me how you want it to be. And that's understandable. Nobody wants to feel like they're being controlled in a relationship. But also, we have to realize as well, he shaved off his beard because of her. She told him to shave the beard off. And so we already know that there have been aspects of control from JACQUI in the relationship. She's not allowed him to be. In fact, she questioned him whether he's manly enough, questioned him whether, he's, he can have the shoes on, or question the fact that he can be on TV, whether he can have the TV in a room. There's always a critique from JACQUI because she's never fully satisfied. And why? Because insecure people are never satisfied. They always want more, and they'll continue to have more if you keep on giving them room to take more. Okay, now let's just break this down. I want to say this now. Men will always resist in 3 ways when it comes to control. Men don't like being controlled, especially overtly. And so there are 3 ways that men will try to resist you. Passively, through subtle warfare, they will try to change but resent it, or outright refuse to change. Let's deal with those 3 things quickly. Passive resistance through subtle warfare. What men will tend to do is they'll ignore, they'll avoid, or they will stonewall your actual choice. So they're going to passively do this. They don't want to do it. They don't want to take the shoes off the bed. They want to passively ignore, avoid, or stonewall. Okay. Number 2, they might change but resent the change. So they might ultimately do what you want them to do, but they're going to revert back to type. And the reason being is because they never wanted to change in the first place. So ladies, just be very much aware of this. Just because he changed does not mean he changed because he wanted to. He might have changed for a short term because of your nagging. Okay? We suggest, we don't dictate, and we do not command. We suggest, we don't dictate, and we don't command. And number 3 is outright refusing to change. And in fact, that is what Ryan did. Ryan outright refused to change. He said, I'm going to keep my shoes on a chair. You're not going to tell me where I can put my shoes. Okay? He outright resisted the change. In fact, to a point where he came and put the shoes on the bed as a defiant act towards her. Now, I thought that was crazy. Can't lie to you. Shoes on a bed, outside shoes on the bed, is crazy things. Okay? Now, Let's deal with Jackie and the things that she's, I believe, doing incorrectly when it comes to this relationship. Number one, she's consistently nitpicking and creating an atmosphere of negativity. If you're always nitpicking somebody, they can't just be. Okay? They can't be free because they're always waiting for the next critique. I'm doing this wrong, I'm doing that wrong, I'm doing this wrong. And it's micromanaging, and it's a turn off. And it's frustrating. Number two, the immediate criticism of his beard, for instance, actually was about undermining his confidence and personal choices. It was about stripping him of his autonomy. And if you've been watching me for a little while, you know that when I talk about men desire independence and autonomy. They don't want to be told what to do. They want to be their own person. They don't want to be. They don't want their solutions to be said by women. Not because they're misogynistic, but because they value their independence and they value their competency when they get things done. I don't want you to tell me to do this thing, but suggest it to me, so I have the option to choose to do this thing, right? And so that criticism of his beard was a part of undermining his confidence. Number three, she challenged his leadership. She challenged his manhood and his leadership. At the very beginning of their wedding, when she was talking about he didn't hold my hand, and then, he didn't give me the coat, and there was always something about the way that he led as a man that she questioned. In fact, they were doing yoga, and she wanted to say something about his manhood, right? And his leadership. So there seems to be this consistent push about something that he's not doing quite right. Number four, telling him how to behave as a man. It's just a no-go. Okay, all right, and it comes off controlling, and it also comes off unsupportive and unencouraging, right? It says that it shows that you have no faith and no trust in him, and that's one of the major things that will always get a man not to respond to you in the right way. A man wants to feel like Superman, and to get him to feel like Superman, you must have trust, confidence in him, and show that by encouraging him and pushing him, right, and believing in him. But when you take that away, you become his kryptonite, and now he becomes Clark Kent. All right, he becomes an average man. In fact, he becomes even below average, where people just start beating him up. You know what I'm saying to you? And the reason being is because you're failing the equation. And people like Jackie will always run a man off, because what they will do is they will criticize, berate, and break down and tear down until he no longer is a man that you first saw. Okay, so, and the reason how they do that is because they base their love conditionally. Now, I believe all of us base our love conditionally. Can I be honest with you? There isn't anybody that isn't conditional, right? You cheat on me, it's conditional. I'm probably going to leave your ass. Yeah. Only Jesus can forgive forever and ever. But as for me, I forgive, but I don't forget. And then I can't forget, I can't stay in it. Okay? So it's conditional love. She's always implying some level of change before he's worthy of her affection. Do you see how problematic that is? Cut your beard off and then I can like you. Okay, don't do this and then I can like you. And you do this and then I can like you. And it's always that constant equation of you must do to do that. Okay, all right, and then obviously also as well, dominating conversations and leading with commanding and demanding terms of conversation never bodes well when it comes to men, right? They don't want to feel like they're being directed in that space. Okay, now the reasons why I believe that she does this, we know that she was bullied when she was younger, and in order to overcome those bullies, she put personal development in there. She became the smartest person and then won a pageant as well. So she made sure that she did things to overcome what trauma she existed in. Okay, we know that within the beauty pageant and the beauty industry, how critical they can be of looks and how fragile it can be that somebody's ego is simply because they're being criticized day in and day out. But it can also make you have a false sense of security that everybody acts this way and everyone should be okay with some of the comments or criticisms that someone may lay at you. Okay. Also, we know that she has this false confidence. She told us, I got all these degrees and I'm Miss New Zealand and da. Right? But doesn't realize that she's hiding and projecting her actual insecurities behind that confidence, which is false. Okay? Now, the solution to all of this for most people in this situation is, number one, emotional safety. Many people are not emotionally safe with themselves. And it's why they criticize other people. They're not comfortable by looking at themselves and realizing, actually, The way you're criticizing him, that harsh judgment, is because you put that harsh judgment on yourself. You are afraid of taking risks and making mistakes. You don't like things that are outside of your norm, and anything that makes you feel uncomfortable, anything that's different to what you like. And so you feel some type of way, and that makes you attack the other person. But you're not emotionally safe within yourself. That's the whole point. You don't feel safe with you. When you do something completely out of the norm, you start judging you because you believe other people are going to judge you. You project. Okay? All right? So you need to be safe within yourself and allow yourself to just be. And be okay with just being you and being still. But you're not comfortable with that, Jackie, because she has been valued for what she can do and how she moves. And many of you grew up in households where you were only valued for when you did something or when you achieved something. Therefore, you put that projection onto other people that they also must be valued in your eyes when they move and do something. Number 2, she needs to be able to learn how to communicate assertively her feelings. Communicate assertively does not mean demand. It means letting the person know that this is how I feel about certain subjects without actually then slipping into criticisms and derogation. And she slips into derogation where she always puts negative feelings and then lets you know that she doesn't trust you or like you or is not behind you. You can say how you feel without it then being a downer on the other person and bringing them down with you, okay? She must learn how to restrain her lips and her tongue. Not every word needs to be said. The Bible lets us know that the tongue is like it's like a rudder. It can set the world on fire, okay? The word can be like poison. And so she needs to be very much aware that measure what you say. Sometimes too much said gets you into trouble. That's why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, okay? Be slow to speak, be quick to listen, okay? All right? And number 4 on this aspect is learn how to let it go. Learn how to be okay and learn how to be still in a way where when it happens, you don't have to say something. You don't have to be the one that's going to say and chirp off. You don't have to be the one that always has to move. You can be okay with being where you are. Sometimes things happen and it's not for you to comment upon and for you to say anything about. It's for you just to observe, nod your head, and be noted. If you always talk when something happens, you will lose the party who you're with. You will know it all and you're a brat at that point. Right? And you believe that you're better than everybody else. That won't work. Okay? People like Jackie run off men all the time because they believe that they know it better. They believe they're the better party. They believe they're the better partner. Not realizing that the lack of self-awareness has shown us that you actually don't know how to operate in a relationship effectively. Okay? Well, listen, guys, we are going to leave it there. I hope this has helped you. Okay? Again, if you want, read back to some of the solutions. I want you to understand that we're here for you. And if you need some personalized coaching, maybe this has touched you and you've got a story here, maybe you feel like you're just like Jackie, but you want to make some changes, then reach out to us. We got a link down below in the description box. For those of you who enjoyed it, leave a comment down below in the comment section. Maybe you have a different point of view. Maybe you see it differently. Maybe you can add some reasons why this may happen. And I want to let guys know again, like, share, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell button for notifications of the uploads. We appreciate you. Stay locked and stay loaded. We'll see you again very, very soon. All right?
Little black, you know what time it is. Time it is. Time it is. Time it is.
Boy, you better turn off.